I invite Dr. Ronald Schuster, Professor Emeritus, to sing O Canada, and please join in.
Please sit down. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 99th Convocation of the University of Waterloo. As I was thinking today, I was reminded of the president of the company was scheduled to speak at a very important convention, so he asked one of his employees, a graduate like one of you, to write him a punchy 20-minute speech so that he could impress his audience. When the president returned from the big event, he was furious. "What's the idea of writing me an hour-long speech?" he said. "Half the audience walked out before I finished." The employee was baffled. "I wrote you a 20-minute speech," he replied, "but I also gave you 2 extra copies that you requested." So I welcome you. This is going to be a wonderful day for all of you, and particularly the graduates. So each convocation at Waterloo is a celebration of the achievements of our graduates. And this morning we celebrate with those graduates in the arts, applied health sciences, and social work. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the Senate of the University, I'd like to express congratulations and best wishes to all of you who will graduate this morning. Please savor every minute of today's ceremony and the celebrations that will follow with your circle of family and friends. Today is a rite of passage to an exciting future where you can apply knowledge, share your expertise, or continue learning. I also welcome the families and guests of the graduating students. Your presence today is a tangible demonstration of your support and commitment to our graduates' success. We will begin with the conferring of honorary degrees and titles on individuals who have distinguished themselves in the Academy. We will then confer bachelor's, master's, doctoral degrees. Finally, medals will be awarded to graduating students who have excelled in their studies. The proceedings will take less than 2 hours, and we will ask that you remain in your places until convocation is adjourned and the academic procession has left the convocation hall. The ceremony blends certain age-old university rites and protocols with the spirit of informality which characterizes Waterloo. We trust that it will be an occasion to enjoy, an occasion to remember. I offer you my congratulations, and as you move from Waterloo, I challenge you to take risks, be unconventional, but do not forget that honesty, integrity, and the strength of character should be the driving force in all that you do. As an aside, when I was your age, I was introduced to a book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich, a wonderful book that studied success stories of scientists, businessmen, doctors, politicians, and others. The book analyzed the principles behind their success and explained it in very simple terms, concluding finally with the line, "What the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. What the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve." So I highly recommend the book to you all today, and hope you will invest a few dollars in buying it. I don't get any royalties from it. Now, one day, when finally you have made your mark in this world, make sure that you have given back to others less fortunate. After all, every one of us has benefited from the wisdom, advice, and generosity of others that have helped shape our careers. So let me then end with a Chinese proverb. The Chinese proverb goes something like this: if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and I welcome you again to this graduation ceremony. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, I present Judy McCrae. Judy McCrae retired in September of 2008 after 37 years in the Department of Athletics and Recreational Services. During that time, she became the first female director of the department and the first female president of the Canadian Inter-University Sport, the governing body for all varsity sport in Canada. She has been a member of several Olympic committees and Olympic color commentator for both CBC and CTV. Judy has been an extraordinary leader, introducing several groundbreaking programs, such as the Team Up program, in which University of Waterloo athletes visit local primary and secondary schools to promote the importance of education, athletics, and leadership, and the Spirit of Competition program, which provides a principled approach to sportsmanship in recreational competitive leagues. Judy has been instrumental in increasing the number and amount of scholarships to women athletes and to ensuring that equity in sport is an essential principle at UW. Judy's commitment has been to both student success, academically and athletically, and to ensuring that students have the experiences, guidance, and mentorship that will help them grow to be the kinds of citizens that UW takes pride in sending out into the world. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her leadership, love of sport, and passionate commitment to student success at the University of Waterloo, I request that you bestow the title Honorary Member of the University upon Judy McCrae.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, and Mr. Vice President, I present Mariela Gutierrez. In her 20 years as a University of Waterloo professor, Mariela Gutierrez has distinguished herself as a passionate teacher, an outstanding researcher, and a dedicated administrator. Holding bachelor's and master's degrees from McGill University, and a doctorate from Université Laval in Latin American and Peninsular Studies, Professor Gutierrez joined the University of Waterloo as a faculty member in 1988. She served 2 terms as chair of the Department of Spanish and Latin American Studies and was a member of Senate. In 2006, she was elected to represent University of Waterloo at the Council of Ontario Universities. Later that year, she was elected member of the Royal North American Academy of the Spanish Language. Professor Gutierrez holds an outstanding record of research achievements in the fields of Afro-Hispanic studies and 20th century Latin American women writers. The results of her solid contributions can be noted in her remarkable number of publications, close to 100. Her several books and articles on the work of renowned Cuban writer Lidia Cabrera had brought her national and international recognition, as well as many honors and awards, including the Award of Excellence in Research from the University of Waterloo in 2006, the award for the Best Scholarly Article from the Canadian Association of Hispanists in 1993, the Medal of Honor from the city of Bagnères de Bigorre in the French Pyrenees in 2004, and the Cuban Cultural Award from the Madrid-based association Con Cuba en la Distancia in 2008 for her scholarly contributions to promoting and disseminating Cuban cultural heritage worldwide. A knowledgeable teacher who motivated and inspired many students through the years, Professor Gutierrez's dedication and commitment to teaching were remarkable. In 1993, she received the Distinguished Teacher Award in recognition of her exceptional performance. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding teaching, scholarship, and service to the University of Waterloo, I request that you bestow the title Distinguished Professor Emerita upon Mariela Gutierrez.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, may I present Alison Pedler. Alison Pedler's research has been at the forefront of her field. She is internationally recognized as having fundamentally changed the way that we think about leisure and community and marginalized groups living in our communities and how we undertake our research. A leader in popularizing and conducting participatory action research, Professor Pedler incorporated strong components of action and advocacy. She was not satisfied simply with understanding individual and community life, but worked to ensure that her research led to positive social change through improving lives of people on the margins. This exemplary record earned her induction into the Academy of Leisure Sciences in 2002. Professor Pedler's mentoring and supervisory skills are legendary. All of her graduate students have forged successful careers in academe and professional practice, both in clinical and in community settings. A unified nomination by her students resulted in her winning the 2009 University of Waterloo Award of Excellence in Graduate Supervision. Professor Pedler has left a lasting legacy through her extensive service commitments, including serving as Associate Chair for Graduate Studies, Chair of the Department of Recreation and Leisure Studies, as well as Associate Dean of Graduate Studies for the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences. In the latter role, she was the primary advocate and the first director of the PhD program in Aging, Health, and Well-Being, the first collaborative interdisciplinary program within the faculty. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of our outstanding scholarship, teaching, and service to the University of Waterloo, I request that you bestow the title Distinguished Professor Emerita upon Alison Pedler.
Mr. Chancellor, Dr. Claude Garib was to be awarded the Honorary Doctor of Science degree today, but could not attend the ceremony this morning. This degree will be conferred at a future convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, I present A. Alan Borovoy. Mr. Borovoy is Canada's most articulate spokesperson and distinguished activist for civil liberties and human rights. He is consulted by the media whenever there is a perceived threat to the bedrock principles of our liberal democracy. Mr. Borovoy has an engaging sense of humor and a mischievous ability to expose injustices, campaigning tirelessly for such issues as freedom of expression, equality rights, and procedural fairness. Conditions on First Nations reserves, racial discrimination, police misconduct, involuntary psychiatric treatment, religious instruction in public schools, and invasion of personal property, all have been targets of his lifelong battle against abuse of authority. Mr. Borovoy has been a democratic agitator since the 1950s, working with the associations that pioneered Canada's earliest human rights legislation. In 1968, he joined the Canadian Civil Liberties Association as General Counsel, in which position he designed court challenges and public campaigns to safeguard our freedoms. Abjuring violence or even civil disobedience, he formulated tactics to raise hell without breaking the law. Through public rallies and marches, briefs and delegations to governments, and appearances before public inquiries, always incorporating accurate research and factual evidence of unfair practices, Mr. Borovoy's efforts have led to improved legal protections for all Canadians. Having retired from his position in June 2009, he continues to serve as General Counsel Emeritus of the CCLA. A committed intellectual and dedicated scholar, Mr. Borovoy has authored 4 books and numerous articles in academic journals. He has been honored with many awards, including the Order of Canada in 1982. His book, When Freedoms Collide, was shortlisted for the Governor-General's Award in 1988. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his many contributions to Canadian scholarship and social justice, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa upon A. Alan Borovoy. I now invite Dr. Borovoy to address this convocation.
I'd like to begin with a personal note. When I was in my youth, there was no question of Jewish kids like me ever being honored by a university. The question then is whether we would even be allowed to become students at the university. I brought with me some evidence just to give you an indication of what things were like in those days. A friend of mine was doing some research at Queen's University a few years ago and came upon a revealing document, the minutes for the Queen's University Senate, the date October the 29th, 1943. That was just a few years before I was ready to go to university. And this I had to bring with me. And I just want to read you just a little portion from those minutes. Under the heading, Statistics on Jewish Registration, this is what the document said. At Toronto University, the percentage of Jewish students has been 6% in medicine. Has been 6%, but in medicine, 25 to 30% on occasion. The university is much concerned about the situation in medicine. At McGill University, Jewish students in arts are admitted only on an academic standing of 75% or over. Other students are admitted on standing of 60% or over. This regulation is publicly known and seems to operate without any friction. In that short span of history since then, the changes in our society are nothing short of monumental. Just a short time before those minutes were written, a graduate of the Harvard Law School with a brilliant academic record returned to Toronto and was unable to get a job with a Toronto law firm. That graduate was Jewish. In the 1970s, he had become the Chief Justice of Canada, Bora Laskin. In the late 1930s, a boatload of Jews fleeing the horrors of Hitler's Nazism were unceremoniously denied admission to Canada. The incident failed to provoke anything resembling a significant controversy. In the 1970s, boatloads of Vietnamese fleeing the horrors of Asian communism were not only allowed to come here, but in many cases also subsidized to do so. In the 1940s, racial, religious, ethnic discrimination were in the main legally permissible and socially acceptable. Today, such discrimination is unlawful in many marketplace transactions and disreputable in many social situations. In the 1940s, this country inflicted capital punishment and very painful corporal punishment on certain convicted felons. Today, such punishment has been effectively abolished. Today, in most Canadian jurisdictions, there are laws protecting the personal privacy of citizen information and ensuring public access to government information. During this period, the national security activities of government have been subjected to an array of restraints and controls. The War Measures Act has been replaced by much narrower legislation, and we have entrenched in our Constitution a Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I don't cite all this evidence to tell you that we're anywhere near utopia or even a desirable situation. All around us, there is too much obvious injustice to warrant such an extravagant conclusion. I cite this evidence in order to demonstrate that meaningful social reform is a practical possibility. And I will tell you that my Machiavellian object is to urge you to get involved in public affairs. You see, I've been a bit of a sneak. I started by telling you this is a personal note, and all the while, my ambition was nothing less than to recruit a whole generation of social activists. You will also note from that my ambitions are also, of course, quite pretentious. The democratic system is heavily dependent upon and provides a unique opportunity for citizen involvement. So don't let anyone tell you it can't be done. Those notions are probably attributable to an excessively pessimistic idea that nothing in this world, nothing worthwhile is achievable. Well, I've just cited a lot of evidence that rebuts that pessimism hands down. But once, if I can get you involved, I want to keep you in the fray. And so I want to warn you against the opposite, excessively optimistic notion that everything worthwhile is achievable. That notion held by certain types of radicals, when it collides with reality, the result is often burnout, cynicism, despair, and people withdraw from the struggle. So I want to try to help to inoculate you against that notion. And I think it can be done if you accept a simple truth. The beginning of wisdom is that whatever we humans do, it's likely to turn out badly. So the question, or the object, should be not to achieve the ideal or the good, but the less bad. That can be done. In fact, I think it's sensible to renounce the quest to create heaven on earth and focus instead on reducing the hell on earth. That is within our power. If I may, I would like to conclude with another personal note, much less Machiavellian this time. I am accepting this award, I'm sure you'll understand, not only for myself, but also for the organization that made it possible for me to do so much of this work all these years, the Canadian Civil Liberties Association. And so I want to address my concluding remarks to those members of the Canadian Civil Liberties Association who are here. I'm sure there are a number of you. And the rest of you, make sure you tell members of the organization that you know what I've said. And this is addressed to you. I know that for us, getting an award like this from an establishment institution is somewhat of a mixed blessing. If we've been so effective all these years, why the hell is the establishment honoring us? Well, I want to part with words of consolation. And they come from that fabled American radical, the late Saul Alinsky. He used to organize the poor, and he had all kinds of zany tactics in the course of doing it. And at some point in his career, he was getting all kinds of positive publicity. And one day, after a particular flurry of favorable publicity, he walked in on his colleagues and he said to them, as I now say to you, don't worry, we'll weather this storm of approval. Thank you very much.
Dr. Borway, on behalf of all of us, I thank you for your words of wisdom and wonderful remarks, and welcome you to the fellowship of the University of Waterloo's distinguished alumni. I should also congratulate our colleagues, McRae, Gutierrez, and Pedler for their great achievements and recognition today. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and our graduates, the moment that you've been waiting for very patiently for many years, that you worked very hard, wrote countless exams, essays, assignments, has finally arrived, and I congratulate you for that. But for this, would you please rise, the members of the graduating class. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted to the various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities hereto appertaining.
We have just formally acknowledged the significant achievements of our graduates. As I look around, it is obvious that there are many spouses, parents, grandparents, and other special people who share in this achievement. Many have inspired, encouraged, and consoled you from time to time. I would like to ask the parents, the families, and supporters of our graduating class, would you please rise? Graduates, please join me in applauding the contribution and support that they have given you. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Not the graduating class. We have work to do. We now proceed to the conferring of degrees, but before that, I should like to remind a couple of very simple housekeeping issues. If you'd like to take photographs, I'm sure you would, you may do so in the area to the left of the stage. Please enter the area by going out of the gym on the left side and down the hallway. If you approach this area just before your graduate is about to proceed across the stage, you can take pictures after they have received their diploma. Once you have taken your photos, please return to your seat to allow others to take photos of their graduates. I have no idea how this will work, but I think it will. And graduates also, please show respect to all of your fellow graduates and their guests by returning to your seat after you're hooded and remaining there until convocation is adjourned.
Mr. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Honours Program, Recreation and Leisure Studies. Alicia Bertoli, Elizabeth Cunningham, Rachel Edge. Paul Faltenheim, Toby Tyler Fowlo, Peter G. Shannon Knudsen, Jennifer Lynn Lloyd, Marco McCarr. Aaron Nicholson, Crystal Jessie Pratt, Sherry Raymond. Ashley Reed, Willie Way C, Jacqueline Stamp. Jamila Saranjan, Shayna Swantek, Carolyn Wilkie. Matthew Warsell. Chancellor, may I present the candidates for Bachelor of Science, General Kinesiology Program, 4-year. Nurin Damji, David Hong, Cassandra Petrie. Chancellor, may I present candidates for Bachelor of Science Honours Program, Kinesiology. Mudasir Hussain Bangash, Aaron Jerome Douglas, Jolene Duguay. Laura Ethie, Julia Fraser, Hilary Harpel. Jessica Ray, Tracy Smith.
Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the graduates of St. Jerome's University Bachelor of Arts, General Program 3-year. Wendy Hosking, Sarah Noonan. The graduates of General Program 4-year. Melissa Rose Belfontaine, Michael Bernardi, Carrie Crowther. Margaret Dish, Tiffany Forster, Allison House. Fahad Jilani, Margaret Poniatowski. Mr. Chancellor, the graduates of Bachelor of Arts, St. Jerome's University Honours Program. Rebecca Amadei, Shannon Austin, Christine Kovac. Margaret Ellsworth, Dario Fati, Daniel Gimiola. Cameron Paul Ezekiel McKean, Brittany Medeiros, Amanda Montague. Eric Nielsen, Alonzo Smith, Christina Victoria Pelgiesi. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Renison University College General Program 3-year. Caitlin Allenham, Megan Elizabeth Anderson, Shane Lee Barnard. Tessa Barr, Tammy Lynn Bastian, Karen Marie Feltmate. Jennifer Janet Russell, Richard Sherwood. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Renison University College General Program 4-year. Natasha Ann Copeland Gutteridge, Stella DeLeo, Rebecca Giroux. Ashley McIntyre, Kimberly Fananauer. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Renison University College Honors Program. Jessica Mary Crayholder, Christopher Latafi, Andrea Pollard.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for Bachelor of Arts, University of Waterloo, General Program 3-year. Cynthia Marie Aiken, Maya Alismali, Catherine Roberta Archibald. John Andrew Winfield Boast, Alison Ann Carney, Mary Ann Therese Burke. Travis Charters, Xing Chow, Alan Chase. Anthony Chow, Suzanne Crawford, Robert Edward Farrell. Tanya Gillert, Beatrice Joy Gonzalez, Wing Chi Vinci Ho. Anthony James Johnson, Brody Peter Holman, James Kelly. Joyce Kong, Nadim Laji, Gladys Wingyi Lung. Raymond Kaho Lee, Leslie Ann McGale, Scott Duncan Murray. Igor Prelich, Roseanne G. Priori Falcone, Aaron Rempel. Bill Berger Reschke, Corey Francis James Ruth, Andrew Joseph Skid. Lonnie Smith, Audrey Swisham, Anam Tarrant. Diane Trewartha, Annette Trudell, Timothy Tse. Carly Verhoeven, Cheryl Lynn Walsh, Ying Jen Wee. Y. May Ewan. These are the graduates of the Bachelor 3-year program. And now, Mr. Chancellor, these are the candidates for Bachelor of Arts, the general program 4-year. Karen Elizabeth Balde, Harnish Bandal, Mita Bijlani. Carol Ann Binkley, Sarah Bryson, Alan Edward Owen Burgess. Galen Chan, Sonia Jingwen Chan, Cassandra Chatton. Yang Chen, Ka Pan Chong, Jeremy Chu. Justin Chun Ting Cho, Kit Yu Chung, Carrie Curran. Yash Dev, Rahman Ustad Nizar J. Danani, Ryan Fines. Samantha Freund, Stephanie AJS Glass, Adam Zohir Hazenbai. Adrienne Lockkey Ho, Nicholas Howell, Romy Karina Ibanez Mijo. George Kaplani, Lisa Kellerman, Lisa LeDrew. Maurice Lee, Winston Yu, Igor Ninkovich. Daria Oshak, Rebecca Gale Petto, Danica Pinto. Lindy Pruce, Preethi Ramakrishnan, Jason Timothy Robinson. Faisal Samji, Ketan Sharma, David Byung-Woo Son. Camilla Stefanska, Patrick Swain, Eugene C. Daniel Trudell, Brian Daniel Wang. Junyi Wei, Perry Wong, Ruwan Wu. These are the graduates of the four-year program, Bachelor of Arts.
Mr. Chancellor, it's my privilege to present the Bachelor of Arts, Faculty of Arts Honors Program. Shant Alajian, Timothy Almansiak, Tamina Amuri. Harjat Arara, Aman Ashe, Diana Blackmore. Matthew Brinkman, Michaela Boncho Chu, Jonathan Z. On Chan. Olivia Sandra Chimetti, Tembi P. Min Cheng, Tak Man Chung. Jessica Chin, Cassandra Lee Corbett, Gary Stephen Crosby. Ashley Sandy, Samantha Daniel, Alexandra Janika. Janice Ellen Edwards, Michelle Fong, Marcus Goddard. Faisal Hamid, Samantha Harvey, Courtney Humes. Mohammed Jangda, Irana J.R. Arumba, Maman Apen John. Amy LeBlanc, Veronique Lecat, Kwok Mei Lee. May Lee, Shloni Malhotra, Julia Malik. Kelly Mao, Christopher Mariquin, Benjamin Michael J. Mason. Allison Maxwell, Donald Somerset Mullock McKenzie, Vanessa Montana. Allison Lynn Monterero, Sarah Naz, Jesse Neal. Alicia Lynn Preston, Smita Rampat, Zelda Cabra Raposo. Philip Ribeiro, Whitney Sharinga, Cynthia Singh Yu Shi. Sin Chi Shum, Timothy Ting Fei Sin, Carla Torchio. Laura Valenza, Yvonne Nathaniel Varga, Victoria Vlasic. Kristen Boysen, Jennifer Verano, Cindy L.P. Ward. Chanel Weir, Denise L. Wally, Jennifer Patricia Wilkes Thiel. Jonathan Wu, Diana Christine Wright. Mr. Chancellor, that concludes the Honors Arts. Mr. Chancellor, candidates for the Bachelor of Independent Studies. Ji Young Kim, Trevor James Leslie, Sujoy Banjopadhyay. Mr. Chancellor, that concludes the Bachelor of Independent Studies.
Laura McKechnie, Julianne Mills Orphanides, Lindsay Monroe. Christine Hannah Oakley, Sarah Osmond, Kiara Joy Beckett Palmer. Renee Capino, Sarah Parker, Lyle Peterson. Elizabeth Richardson, Tatiana Rother, Candace Seymour. Karen Elizabeth Smith, Dominique Stanley, Aaron David Stretch. Sarah Thompson, Sarah Terry Wetlofer, Jeffrey White. Margaret Lee Wilson Rabideau. And that concludes the presentation of the Bachelor of Social Work graduates.
Mr. Chancellor, candidates for the Diploma in Human Resource Management. Nicole Van Zyl. Candidate for the Diploma in Management Studies. Elizabeth Wendy Miller. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, I would like to present to you the students for the degree of Master of Accounting. Numan Ahmad, Mahesh Devendra Bhakani, Shanshan Bian. Zachary Bonomo, Erwin Chan, Jessica Chan. Lee Ann Chan, Samantha G.Y. Chan, Mei P. Chow. Brian Ka-Wai Cheng, Sarah T. Yan Cheng, Si Ying Judy Cheng. Hoi Kyu Hattie Chung, Kenneth Kam Yu Chung, Timothy Choi. Toby Depot. Pavlo Fedorchuk. Gartam Ganeshan, Stephanie Joyce Yates, David Cobb. Rook Yun Hancock, Omar Hanif, Irene Wing Yin Ho. Tomoyuki Ralph Kerr, Megan Kipfer. Joey Yikman Lam, Rosanna Lau, Nicole LeBlanc. Joseph W.K. Lee, Ki Kwan Lee, Richard Lee. Hui Lam Leung, Karen Ka Lang Leung, Wilfred Wai Fong Leung. David Lin, Megan Catherine Lockhart, Marian Laiwen Ma. Michael Makochia, Whitney Mayfield, Kajan Nandakumar. Odile Nguyen, Jana May Zhao, Krista Jennifer Kanhei Reed. Tom Ogozelski, David Mark Oliver, Christina Owens. Oxner, Conrad Pollack, Evelyn Penn. Nadine Pratani, Eliza Premji, Sylvia Dridkodsky.
I made it!
Ruhan Rahman, Scott Michael Redden, Sonia Lakshmi Shantikumar. Christina Singer, Tristan Smith, Bridget Ann Stocky. Veronica Strauss, Jeff Sulimanovsky, Mandy Tam. Jennifer Tai, Ivy Huiting Tse, Sarah Eileen Tyra. Wang, Zeying Wei, Hans Wu. Eva Wozniak, Ashley Wu, Brian Manyok Wu. Judy Wu, William Xiang, Lily Yang. Mark Yin, Kamini Yoganathan, Joyce Yu. Katie Zhang, Ida Ching Yi Zhou. This completes the candidates for the degree in the Master of Accounting. Mr. Chancellor, I would like to present the following for the degree of Master of Arts. Lakan Akinosho, Nadine Bachman, Maria Banyai. Matthew James Bondi, Ted Boniface, Adam John Burns. Vindican Cyril Bhutto Dwidsheva, Alison G. Patel, Morgan Lorraine Charlton. Tanya Spakic, Stephen Daly, Catherine Ann Dawson. Joshua Dunton, Jenny Flagler, Anna Maria Gerber. Lana Goldberg, Melissa Lynn Harris, Jay Harris. Perry Anne-Marie Hutchinson, William James Jordan, Masume Kalate Sefari. Caitlin Annette Lankin-Pratt. Caitlin is also the recipient of the Exceptional Teaching by a Student Award. Peter Kickett, David Chung-Ping Liu, Renjing Liu. Pedro Lopez, Pia Marks, Bonnie Lee McCutcheon. Esther Moher, Julia Francis Nash, Andrea Lee Nelson. John Olensky, Michael Piver, Raymond Daniel Ryan Pellerin. Bianca Peponi, Lisa Jean Cooley, Leah Shimra Dorit Sarsen. Braden Solman, Laura Dawn Irvin Springate, David Torrey. Lester Vega, Monique Benet Bording. This concludes the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts. Mr. Chancellor, I would like to present the following candidates for the degree of Master of Public Health. Claudia Giselle Brown, Wing C. Chan, Sabrina Ka-Shun Chung. Kali Miran Citron, Fahana Begum Khan, Jenny Mackey. Catherine McCleary, Uzma Memon, Reagan Margaret Murray. Vijitha Raviraj, Esther Elizabeth Maria Russell, Manal Sally B. Shoma Sarkar, Brandy Ann Steves, Louis Yue Yu. This concludes the candidates for the degree of Master of Health, and I would like to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Nazek Abdul Moti. Following are candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Keith Ryan Beavis, Hamid Izadi, Jenna Ann Johnson. Lindsay Faye Slater, Justin Yates. This concludes the candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Mr. Chancellor, I would like to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Leslie Ann Berger. Shane M. Dixon. Kristen Dawn Elizabeth Frank. Mary Rebecca Genoa. Drew Aaron Graham. Diane Elizabeth Gregory. Christy Joanne McDonald. Erica Nelson Wong. Christopher Michael Perlman. Linda Robson. Erin Eileen Skinner. Dawn Elizabeth Trussell. Karen van Uitichem. This concludes the list of candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but who were unable to be present at today's convocation.
Confer the degrees in absentia.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Ron Noble. The Faculty of Applied Health Sciences Alumni Achievement Award recognizes its alumni who have made outstanding contributions to the health and well-being of society through their professional accomplishments, public service, and/or academic excellence. Friends of the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences nominate candidates, and this year's recipient is Ron Noble. Ron graduated from UW in 1980 with a BSc in kinesiology. Building on his education and various co-op work experiences, Ron began working in healthcare administration and has progressed over the years, holding senior positions in hospitals such as Vice President and CEO. Ron has continually added educational accreditations that have helped him make highly visible, positive differences in the organizations he's worked for. Ron's impressive lifelong learning and effective leadership skills have made him one of our country's most respected healthcare administrators. Ron's career advancement has led him to a number of different cities, but he has always looked for ways to give back to his community in organizations such as Big Brothers, Kinsmen, Hospice, just to name a few. Ron has also remained connected to the University of Waterloo since he graduated. He played an instrumental leadership role on the Waterloo Advisory Committee in the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences. He continually supports the co-op program by facilitating work opportunities for students, and he is an ongoing donor to the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences. Residing in Toronto with his wife Gwen and daughters Jen and Emma, it is no question that Ron is a true role model on how to build a successful career that has led to many positive influences on the healthcare system. He treats people with compassion and kindness, values friendships and his family, and displays the character the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences is extremely proud to celebrate. Mr. Chancellor, we are pleased to honor Ron Noble.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Rohit Ramchandani. The Faculty of Applied Health Sciences is proud to recognize exceptional young alumni who have graduated within the last 10 years and who inspire their peers, other young alumni, recent graduates, and current students through their significant contributions to their profession, their community, the university, and to their own personal development. Friends of the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences nominate candidates, and this year's recipient is Rohit Ramchandani. Rohit graduated from UW in 2004 with a BSc in Health Studies. During his time on campus, he displayed his natural leadership qualities right from the beginning. Rohit's interest and passion for helping people through public and global health inspired he and a friend to found the University of Waterloo International Health Development Association, UIDA. whose mission is to raise awareness of international health and development issues across the globe. The student-run organization has grown and continues to offer students the opportunity to travel to developing countries and participate in a variety of health projects. As the co-founder, Rohit remains connected to this organization by acting as an external advisor. After graduating from Waterloo, Rohit continued his studies and completed his Master of Public Health degree at Boston University, where he specialized in international diseases and health economics. Rohit has since held a variety of positions directly linked to international health with the World Health Organization, a private consulting firm, and now with our government's Canadian International Development Agency. Rohit's volunteerism and leadership to global health have not gone unnoticed. He was named Unite for Sight's Volunteer of the Year and received the University of Waterloo John McBain Award for International Entrepreneurship, among many other awards. In addition to Rohit's incredible list of work and volunteer accomplishments, he is also an extensive actor in both theater and film, is an avid golfer, swimmer, and competitive soccer player. Rohit was an inspirational role model as a student and continues to be one as a young professional, passionate leader, and a global health change agent. The Faculty of Applied Health Sciences is proud to honor him as the 2009 Young Alumni Award recipient. Mr. Chancellor, we are pleased to honor Rohit Ramchandani.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Ian Kyer. In 1998, the Faculty of Arts inaugurated the Arts Alumni Achievement Award. The award recognizes arts alumni who have made outstanding contributions to their professional field and in community and public service. Friends of the Faculty of Arts nominate candidates. This year's recipient is Ian Kyer, who received a BA in History in 1972 and an MA in History in 1973. After completing his master's degree at Waterloo, Ian went on to pursue a PhD in his LLB at the University of Toronto. He is currently a partner in the Toronto office of Fasken Martineau, where he has worked for the past 27 years. As a notable Canadian legal historian and author or editor of numerous law books and articles, Ian currently serves as a director of the Osgood Society for Canadian Legal History. He is a member of the editorial board for several computer law publications, including the Oxford International Journal of Law and Information Technology, and the founder and first president of the Canadian IT Law Association, Canada's first national computer law association. Ian has served as a volunteer for several educational institutions, including ePresence, an open-source multimedia initiative of the University of Toronto, as well as Nectar, a national research network focused on multimedia collaborative learning tools. His involvement in Impact, Canada's largest youth-run entrepreneurship group, has been invaluable, supporting the development of young entrepreneurs by providing sponsorship and pro bono legal services to the student-run organization. Ian continues to contribute to his alma mater and has participated in Waterloo's lecture series, as well as served as an advisor to President David Johnson on IT law issues. Ian was a Hugh McKinnon Memorial Lecturer in the History Department and collaborates with Professor John English, who is the General Editor for the Dictionary of Canadian Biography, for which Ian has written 8 biographies. Ian has worked on numerous projects with Professor Donald Cowan of Computer Science and Professor Dominic Covey of Science. He is currently working with Professor Vic DeCiccio of Computer Science on a new Network Center of Excellence project dealing with graphics, animation, and new media. Mr. Chancellor, we are pleased to honor Ian Kyer.
We now come to the closing of this ceremony. Let me say to the graduates as you leave, a lovely line from Tennyson who said, I am a part of all that I have met. And that describes your relationship with this precious university. You have an organic connection to it. You are its trustees, its stewards. And so as you go forward in your life from here, be constructive critics of your alma mater. Find those co-op jobs which we need so much. Make a contribution back each year within your means so that it will be a better place for those who come after you. And above all, carry the University of Waterloo flag with great pride. And one thing more, you are the product of a public education system, a country that tries harder at equality of opportunity and excellence too, I think, than any other society in the world, although we still have room to go. And so, as you go about your way and recognizing that your fellow citizen has contributed much to your outstanding achievement, say in your heart and mind a thank you to the hairdresser, the taxi driver, Mr. or Mrs. Everyone. And as Dr. Borovoy has reminded us so eloquently today, be conscious of the public affairs that surround you and exercise your franchise. Vote in every election and make it count. Graduates and their guests are invited to an informal reception in the Great Hall of the Student Life Center just to the south of this building. The Convocation procession will go to that place so you can meet your graduates there. And for those of you who would like a photograph with the Chancellor and Dr. North, the Mace Bearer, and myself, we'll linger for a few minutes just at the center before we have to go to the Convocation lunch. So come there quickly and we will be glad to be photographed with you. Renison University College will host a luncheon for Renison graduates and their families immediately following Convocation. And to get there, simply go outside and follow the piper and the Renison flag bearer, and they'll get you across the little brook to Renison. Thank you.
Before we end, I just wanted to recognize Baron, who is having his first convocation. He's our new provost. So why don't we just give a nice and of course, the leader of this university, President David Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, the convocation